Hello there, my name is Blattymeow, and welcome to another Let's Play. This time we have Castlevania, Portrait of Ruin. And it's been a long time for people who have been following the series. And maybe it's not if you're new. Either way, the first area of these Castlevania games has to be great. Has to get your blood flowing and get you ready for the rest of the game. So, I'll see you guys in a little bit. Let's let the music play and see how Portrait of Ruin fares for first track. See you guys then.
Charlotte! Jonathan!
Oh yes, I would say Portrait of Ruin meets the quota for some really awesome first track music. Actually, this is one of my favorites. This is a fantastic piece, and of course, it's the same composer from all the rest of the Castlevania games that we've been playing. Dawn of Sorrow, Hour of Sorrow, Symphony of the Night, and so on. And that is Yamane, and Kuzo, someone, are the two people that have done the music for this game, and they do a superb job, as you will see throughout the game. Now, let's play what is different about Castlevania Portrait of Ruin versus the other games in the series. Well, for one, we have, as you can see, two characters, and they are brother and sister in arms, though they're not sister and brother, and it's a really interesting dynamic. They want to do something different, because I don't know about you, but I get a little tired of the soul collecting, rare drop thing that always goes on. So indeed they did something different, and it's vastly different actually. We have two characters that we can play, and they're both totally viable to play through the game. Charlotte, Aulin, uses books that swords and weapons come out of it, and she can use magic spells later in the game. And Jonathan Morris is, well, one of the Morrises from Castlevania Bloodlines, for instance, and he uses the whip and apparently has the Vampire Killer Whip, which is the whip renowned for the Belmont's clan, but he can't use it. He can't use the full power of it. So instead, let's use the short sword that we found, which I like. It kind of gives you the excuse that he can't just use the whip the whole time. He can use other weapons, so it's cool. And there's plenty of gear and items to use, so throughout the game we'll explain more, but let's continue on. Something's about to happen here. No idea what that was, some sort of behemoth. And he left pulsating red maggots everywhere, disgusting, but a nice detail. They're throughout the entire little section here, actually. And what's also cool is that if you come back to this area, you'll see that there's enemies that actually appeared here, like Axemen, I think, or zombies. Okay, I thought there was something. Oh, yeah, an Axeman, that's right. I thought so. And thanks. You made it worthwhile to come back here. You dropped a copper plate. Little uncommon item drop, but look at the defense increase already. Definitely wasn't intended to get that right away, but hey, I'll take it. Because you're right, this is Castlevania, man. This is the Metroidvania style, and it is superb. So already different, we have Jonathan Morris being able to use subtypes, but it's like an item, and they can be rare drops and so on. So as you can see, he has a whole separate little inventory section for sub-weapons. So that's cool, and it kind of brings back the classic feel. So we got the old familiar dagger throw. One thing that must be noted that I have to say is if this game is a Nintendo DS game, and it is extremely hard to get this into a proper recording in any sort of watchable format, because the DS game was never meant to be scaled up to this resolution, and it was never meant to be played on the computer. However, I do want to preface that I do own this game physically, and that is enough justification for me to be able to play this on an emulator. And you get all these different relics, kind of homage back to Symphony of the Night with these skill cubes, and this is the weight cube, so we can call our partner down to stay. And indeed, stay. Check that out. So you know that they're going to play with this, and there's going to be some fun moments with this dual aspect, and they really do play with it. This is a gimmick that they incorporated really well in this game, and it is quite fun. So check this out. Look at that. Yeah, you can tell cool shit's going to happen here. And we get our first spell, Raging Fire, and now we can see Charlotte's true skills here. So even though Jonathan is the heavy hitter with the physical weapon, kind of what you're used to throughout the rest of the Castlevania games, Charlotte can do this. Yes, and it is quite strong, as you will see here. But she's not invulnerable to it when she's doing this spell. You can still get hurt, so you have to really time what you're doing. However, I do like that there's such this cool dynamic here. And another thing that I like is that you can do one immediately for a weaker effect, or you can do the full effect where she vocalizes and actually does a stronger spell. And of course, for whatever reason, they make this a relic that you have to pick up, the Book of Spirits, to display the names of enemies. They have done that through every single game. I don't know what that is about, but it must be just tradition, I guess. And you know what? It's cool. Why not? Another cool thing is that different equipment for the separate characters. So you will find that Charlotte will be able to wear like corsets and tiaras and crowns and stuff like that, while Jonathan has headgear and things like that. Of course, we have the warp switch. And this game, of course, directed by IGA, none other. So he made, Symphony of the Night, directed all that. So you know we're in for some good shit. And shortcut back already. We're getting some interconnection already started, the very first area of the game. And of course, we have the map screen that you're gonna not see too much because it's really just a static screen. And we have the stats screen, which is cool, is that you can see that things change depending on who you are and so on and so forth. Plenty of information there for you, but you're gonna rarely see that because I don't see the point. The main stuff is going on in the main screen, so. Okay, and talk about a pretty rough transition to the next phase here. That really nice, tranquil music, really serene, beautiful. And now we got the quests list. There are side quests in this game. They're a little silly, a little gimmicky, but it's something new. So we're forced to kind of do this one. This is the preparations quest. The priest should have some useful things for you in the next room. Get the potion and map. All right, let's study this quest. Silly voice acting aside. But we do get to hear that nice beginning riff. Well, I guess not. No, it's totally silent. Whoa. Wow, man.
Can you hear how silent it is? Wow.
I mean, that entire discussion right there was totally just, they just established, yep, you gotta pay for the services even though they're on your side. That's totally what that just did. It's hilarious, actually. Kind of little subtle comedic
I'll make you a deal.
implementation there, I think. So, this is just a standard shop. You can sell stuff, buy stuff. Got that beef jerky, of course. Let's go ahead and first, before I forget, equip. Oh, we did, never mind. Oh god, just terrible voice acting. We gotta buy one potion to satisfy wind, and we need to buy a castle map to satisfy wind. And then there's other things here we can buy. We have 910 gold, so we can buy stuff. And now that we got that copper plate drop from the axe armor, we don't really need to buy a lot of things. Sunglasses would give 1 defense to Charlotte, but we really want to waste that much money, and all this stuff is way more expensive, like this 200,000 mastery ring. What on earth? Yeah, plenty of stuff to buy, but I think we're just gonna kind of just play it a little cool here. And plus item display, which is interesting. You can just put your items on a display in the shop. Kind of just, I think it's a multiplayer aspect component, but we're probably not going to use it.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Vincent. Obligatory shopkeeper. Okay, Wind, we have completed your side quest. Well, here you go.
Well done.
Let's take the test. I don't know what that is. And the lizard tail. If you recall what the lizard tail does from previous Castlevania games, it does indeed let you slide. Yes, so Dracula is not the lord of Dracula's castle this time around. Someone has taken residence here, and this time, it's not Cynthia, it's not Shaft, no. This time, and it's not Graham, this time it is Bronner, and apparently, hopefully I got that name right. Oh well, if I didn't. Sounds close enough. Bye.